A very good morning to you, Kenyan citizens. Welcome, and this is the Current Affairs segment, a trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Mr. Kimotho, we'll dive into the latest news and cover the truth behind what has been happening that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How was your weekend?
Ilikuwa mzuri na pia ya baraka.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Salimia watazamaji.
Nataka kuwasalimia na kuwakaribisha kwenye show ili tuweze kuangalia ni yapi ambayo yako siku ya leo. Karibuni sana. Thank you. But
before anything else, it is always our norm to give them that is the verse of the day.
Yeah.
You know, an encouragement, because we as Christians, we get our encouragement from the Word of God.
Yes.
And today's verse comes from, that is Hebrews 11:6, and this is what it says. And without fear, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes up to him must believe that he exists and he rewards those who seek him earnestly. So ikisema without faith, it means that faith is an essential thing that we need. It's not optional. You know, it means that you need to believe that God exists. And that's why it says, and without faith, faith is a key thing. Without faith, we cannot please God. And faith, and without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists. So it means that faith starts with believing that God exists, okay? And God is real, God is alive, and God is present in our lives as Christians, as believers. And also pia inaendelea kwa kusema and without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and he rewards. It means that hapo kwa yasema and he rewards, which means that you need to believe in God's character, because you need to believe that God, he is a rewarder. It means that God is good, God is just, God is faithful, God is intentional, and God blesses those who seek him. Unaona inaendelea kwa kusema he rewards those who seek him earnestly. Kwa hivyo seek him earnestly, it means commitment, to be consistent each and every day in seeking, that is the face of God, pursuing each and every day, being sincerely, you know, with seeking, that is the presence of God, and also that is trusting in God. That's my take. What about you?
Yeah. It is a good statement. Inatuonyesha ya kwamba there is those things that they are needed, especially to us kama sisi tukiwa Wakristo, and there is no way you can survive as a Christian with no faith. Because kuna a lot of assurance, kuna a lot of things ambazo ziko pale. Na unajua faith ndio imebeba mambo yale mengine yote, because ina crack so many other things. Inakuwa accompanied na love, inakuwa accompanied na pia na patience, ambayo pia watu wengi wanakosa pale sana. So wakati unaona the Bible inasema mambo na faith, it is something that is very important, because kuna mambo ambayo unaamini. Because sasa saizi tunaamini kuna Mungu, hatujamuona but tunamwamini. So tunamwamini kwa sababu pia kuna the prophets ambao wako hapa, kuna the word of God ambayo iko hapa. So there are so many things ambazo ziko accompanied na wakati tunahubiriwa na wakati tunaambiwa na Biblia inasema mambo ya faith. Yes.
Wow, that is really great, and that is the verse of the day. Now let's get over to what has been happening, because each and every day there are new stories, and it is our responsibility to making sure that you as a Kenyan citizen out there you stay updated of what is happening. But before anything else, let me mention that is our sponsors. That is Aztecom Limited. They offer that is internet services in Nakuru County at affordable rates, and they also offer that is 24/7 customer services and easy mobile payments. For more information, please contact 0743910538. We also have a second sponsor.
Yeah, we pia tuko na another sponsor ambayo anaitwa Nakuru, that is a homeschooling solution. And they offer that is the education services. Na unajua kama saizi especially kuna stress ya mambo mengi, wako pale kwa sababu ya masuala ya education. And sometimes unakuwa worried mtoto atafanya nini, but hawa wanaleta mafunzo yao hadi pale nyumbani na the good things that wanaleta mafunzo hayo at all levels, the CBC, the 844, the British, that is a system, the acts related, that is a Christian education. And the good thing is that pia wako na extracurricular activities ambao wako nazo pale za tennis, golf, chess na zingine ambazo ziko listed pale, na at the same time pia that is they offer specialized support for learners ambao pia wako na autism na pia na wale watoto ambao wako na special needs. You can reach to them, that is through their website, that is www.nakuruhomeschooling.com, and also at the same time unaweza wafikia kwa 0729602575.
Yeah. And now let's get over to what has been happening. I have the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on today's Daily Nation, these are some of the highlights of what we'll be checking out. That is matters to do with the ODM party. ODM convenes a meeting amid Oburu ouster plot. Then we'll be checking out that is still matters to do with politics. That is the Mount Kenya region and the Kenya Kwanza government. And then we'll be checking out that is the education sector and matters to do with development. What about you?
Yeah, on my side pia naona tuko na politics, tuko na education na pia tuko na masuala mengine pia hapa naona ya mambo ya insecurity na baadhi ya mambo mengine ambayo tutaweza kuangalia. Yes. Okay,
and let's start with the Daily Nation. That is page 1, what is to do with the education sector. And the Daily Nation reads, future deemed education PSB talk assures that all learners will report to schools, cites various that is bursaries, and then there is something that has been a highlight which reads, why we won't be joining, that is grade 10. You know, Kenya transition, that is from the 844 system to the CBC, that is the competency based curriculum. And under the CBC, learners move from, that is grade 9, they are moving to from grade 9 to that is the senior now school, that is grade 10. And the government previously had promised that is a smooth transition, infrastructure, teachers and funding, but yet, you know, this has not been happening because kumekuwa na, that is teachers shortage, matters to do with transition imekuwa na issues. Some schools are complaining about underfunding, and don't forget that a report was released that there'll be no bank loans for that is the junior schools, but they're still complaining about that is underfunding. And also many parents were assured that CBC would be affordable and inclusive, but has this been happening? And that's why we can really up it reads, why we won't be joining, that is grade 10. And that is the current story. Thousands of learners are reporting to new schools, but major crisis has emerged whereby parents cannot afford a senior school fees. Those are some of the parents. Inadequate bursaries, while tunaona hapa that is the PS education assures that all learners will report to school. So these are just statements that they are giving out, ama they're doing enough to making sure that every student anaenda shule, na bado kuna matters to do with school placements confusion. And there are several students, let me that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yeah. So there are stories of different students here who it seems that probably the light of joining, that is the junior school, has been dimmed, and that's why inasema why won't be joining grade 10. And the Daily Nation page 1, it reads, as thousands of students report to their new schools today, a different reality confronts many of their peers across the country. Despite excelling in the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment, they now face a painful truth. Their academic success may not lead to progression to senior school because their families cannot afford school fees. So matters to do with the bursaries, when bado kuna mashule ambao hawajapata bursaries, or kuna wale wanafunzi ambao hawajapata. So it means that the education, CS, PS, they have a lot to do, especially matters to do with the underfunding, matters to do with that is teachers shortage, and also matters to do with bursaries. And you know, this is going to bring a great impact, that is inaweza increase mass dropout of students, CBC credibility pay is under threat, and pay inequality widens because most of the poor families will suffer, and probably utapata in our country kutakuwa na that is potential rise in child labor, early marriages, youth crime, and now this is something that really need to be discussed by that is the Ministry of Education, to make sure that all these students wameenda shule. That is page 2 and 3. It has covered their stories. You can grab a copy and check out each student facing a different challenge as to why they will be joining that. They will not be joining that is the junior secondary. So let's see what will happen if the Ministry of Education will get to address this.
Pia unajua this week the Ministry of Education ndio ile story ambayo tunaona that is the newspaper ya Daily Nation na pia the Standard pia naona wameweza kuiangazia, and kwa sababu kuna the issue now to do with grade 10 student, especially now when you join the senior schools, and also pia the same time kuna other stories ambao pia zinaandamana na the issue to do with now the Ministry of Education ya wale ambao pia waliweza kufanya form 4 kwa sababu their results pia iliweza kutokea. Na pia tukiongelea mambo ya transition ya grade 10, nikiangalia hapa pia gazeti that is la Standard page 3, inaona hapa pia wanaweza kuangazia yale masuala ambayo pia the ministry ambayo inaweza kujitayarisha, na pia the same time kumekuwa pia na the shortage ya walimu according to the report from the TSC, the Teacher Service Commission, that is executive officer that is Evelyn Metei assured parents that teachers are ready to receive grade 10 learners under the new system. On grade 10 transition, we want to assure parents that all teachers are prepared to receive the student. She also said that pia kuna ile that is maswala ambayo ilikuwa that is she also said that adding that TSC remains committed in addressing shortages, especially in specialized that is learning area. So pia kumekuwa na ile shortage, but pia kuna ile gap ambayo pia watazidi kuweza kuiangalia, and also at the same time the government that is ili construct that is 23,000 classrooms that is during the 2024-25 financial year, wakati that is kulikuwa na hizo plans ambazo zilikuwa pale, na pia the ministry plans to build 1,600 laboratories in selected senior schools to support sciences, technology, practical, that is a practical learning. So kiangalia bado kuna masuala pia ambao pia na wao pia wanazidi kujitayarisha, that is concerning that is the grade 10 students, and kiangalia hapa pia wanaweza kupeana the number, wanasema 1.3 million that is a grade 9 learners ambao watakuwa kijoin, that is sasa ambao wali transit that it to grade 10. So 1.3 million ndio ile the figure ambao the ministry ambao ni wako nayo, na pia nikiangalia hapo wameweza kujipanga, na kuna masuala mengi sana ambayo yako pale, especially mambo na capitation na mambo mengi ambayo yako pale. Also at the same time kwa mambo that is the Ministry of Education, unajua pia kumekuwa na zile results ambazo zilitolewa za wale ambao walifanya form 4, na nikiangalia hapa pia kuna statistics ambazo pia wameweza that is kutoa kulingana na the performance ambazo zimekuwa pale, na ukiangalia hapa unajua pia hii ya 844 ilikuwa measured na mambo na the grades sana the schools performance. Ukiangalia hii ya grade 10 haikuangaziwa sana ati shule ili perform hivi, ingine ili perform hivi, but now kwa sababu bado tuko na ile that is the 844 system, lazima kuna masuala mengine bado tutazidi kuweza kuyaangalia. Na pia hapa nikiangalia hapa chini wanasema concerns over growing inequality as 47,000 that is 798 candidates ambao wali score E, that is kwa hizo results ambazo ziliweza kutokea pale. Na pia nikiangalia hapa bado wanasema that is 126,915 ambao wali score that is D+, na pia tuko na 100,000 that is 145,557,000 ambao pia walipata D, na pia kuna 161,724 ambao pia walipata that is a D-. So ukiangalia hapa that is kwa sababu hii ndio mfumo ambao unaenda ukikwisha. Na huu mfumo ambao unaenda ukikwisha kuna mambo fulani ambayo wanaweza that is wanafaa ya waweza kuiangazia na waweza kuiangalia. It means that also they also need to prepare something because unajua now our nation sasa imeenda ikikuaga now to a skillful, that is a system ambayo tuko nayo. So inamaanisha hapa lazima that is the ministry ikuwe prepared, ndio pia hawa nao wasikue underrated kwa sababu ya the performance ambao walifanya, and yet bado their journey of their career, their journey bado of their life bado inaendelea pale. So it means that something needs to be done, especially now to the that is a vocation institution ambazo tuko nazo, the TVET institution ambazo tuko nazo, ili waweza ku that is a ku place to their rightful position according now to the performance ambayo waliweza kupata. So there are so many other stories nikiangalia hapa ambao pia zinafanya ziko concern na mambo ya KCSE. Na pia kuna some of the schools pia naona hapa that is wakisherekea kwa sababu ya some of the performance that is ambazo waliweza kuzifanya. Na so this is just an exit of the 844 system, kwa sababu unaona sasa transitional now sasa hii ya grade 10 haina hizo shule yetu, unaona kuna zile kufurahia nini, so hiyo ndio inaenda that is ikiweza kukwisha pale.
And now, away from the education sector, let's dive into politics. That is page 10 of the Daily Nation. And specifically that is matters to do with the Kenya Kwanza government, sorry. And that is page 10. It reads, politics. He affirmed commitment to delivering programs agreed upon with residents during the 2022 campaigns. And he said, actually this is, they're quoting what the president said, I'll not abandon you. President assures Mount Kenya residents. So when he means that I'll not abandon you, what does he really mean about that? Because I understand when it comes to leadership, kila mahali kunafaa kukuwa na that is development. But anyway, you know, Mount Kenya region was a key, was key to President Ruto's that is election victory, that is back then in 2022. And since then, the residents have been complaining about the high cost of living, unfulfilled promises, feeling sidelined in the government appointments. But now the president assures Mount Kenya's voters that he'll remain committed to the region, and development projects are ongoing. And this comes amid political realignments and growing dissatisfaction. And in addition to that, it is that relationship region is built on firm foundation. That is what Ruto says as he seeks to support, as he seeks Mount Kenya's support in the battle that is for re-election coming 2027. And still, he affirmed his commitment, delivering the priority programs agreed that is in 2022. Campaign in a passionate appeal to a region that gave him 87% of the vote, but where support appears to be waning. And in addition to that, the president, this is what he said: today I am the president because of you. You gave me the president because of you. The people of the mountain gave me. We agreed on specific programs that I was to implement, and I want to assure you that I will not let you down. Looking ahead of 2027 elections, Dr. Ruto said leaders will be judged on their track records, and in 2027, every leader will come back to you with what they have achieved. I will show you what I have done. I've built roads, hospitals, and improved education for our children. You'll decide on who deserves another term. That is what he said. He again criticized our political rivals, accusing them lacking a clear agenda. We're talking about the opposition now. And he said their main focus is one term and Kasongo must go. They have no other agenda. Coming 2027, it will judge leaders based on development, not political rhetoric. And some leaders are trying to create a wedge between me and the people of the region, but you should not allow them to proceed. That is what the president said. And then still naona hapa, that is Bwana Gachagua, kiongozi wa DCP. Bahati hakuachwa nyuma pia yeye. Alikuwa anazungumza, that is at the burial of John Mohia, and this is what he said concerning the current government. This is a government that has made a habit of targeting individuals even in places of worship. But don't forget, he was part of this, you know, back then he was part of this. He accompanied the president, and such spaces should remain sacred and free from political intimidation, right? And Mr. Gachagua also led that President William Ruto was seeking to weaken ODM movement by fomenting internal divisions for political gain. But you know, the funny thing of what he's saying doesn't have proof of that. And don't forget, Rambio, who alleges but must prove. And there appears to be a deliberate plan to destabilize ODM and bring it under indirect control. Kenyans must see through these maneuvers that is what he claimed. That is according to Mr. Gachagua, specifically on politics. And just sasa tunaingia, that is the season ya campaign this year, and the impact of this, you know, it's signaling early 2027 election positioning, and also it shows that the government is worried about losing that is Mount Kenya support, you know, and because tunaona that is before things happened, but Gachagua alikuwa anaitwa kingpin one Mount Kenya. We really don't know if that thing is still there, and also it could influence that is regional voting patterns and internal Kenya Kwanza government politics. But you know, as the president has said, coming 2027, every leader will come back to the citizens, be telling them this is what I've done.
You see now, kwa sababu ya maneno ambao naongelea Mount Kenya and everything else, the same people walikuwa pale. The same, that is the former deputy president na pia our president wakati walikuwa wanatafuta votes. And kuna yale maneno ambao waliongea, kuna vile ambavyo walifanya, kuna vile ambavyo waliweza kuambia watu. And wakati walikuwa wanafanya haya maneno, they are the same people ambao pia wamerudi, but wamerudi in different dimensions. Huyu naye pia amerudi, that is aki-complain. At the same time now tumeona the former deputy president akianza pia kusupport hadi, that is the former president, that is Mheshimiwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Why? Because kuna vile ambavyo wamesikia kwa the ground. Now the president naye pia amerudi pale akiweza kufanya kuleta assurance ya that is the resident of Mount Kenya kwamba sijawasahau, bado yale mambo ambayo niliwa promise bado yataendelea. Na ukiangalia kuna that is a cheche ya maneno ambayo yanaendelea pale, akisema wale ambao wanakuja wanasema na mimi nimefanya. So kuna hii maneno ambayo inaendelea, and the good things that saizi watu wamerevuka, watu wanajua na pia watu wamejionea. And also at the same time Mount Kenya ilikuwa imeonekana ni kana kwamba that is ilikuwa somehow haikuwa, unajua recently ilikuwa ni kama maybe haikuwa imeangaziwa sana, but tumeona of late sasa imeanza sasa kuangaziwa sana. Na the reason is why, kwa sababu politically kuna the number of votes, kuna ile karata and everything else ambayo ilikuwa pale. Then at the same time pia kuna the outcome, because ukiangalia now the outcome ya that is Mbere, that is ile by election ambayo ilikuwa pale, UDA waliweza kushinda. Na ukiangalia since that time, that is the president na upande wa government umekuwa na so much influence kwa sababu ya yeye ushindi ambayo ilikuwa pale. So politically something that wote wanafaa, that is in both sides wakae chini, that is kila mtu aweze kujipanga na aweze kuangalia, na kwa sababu kuna mambo yanaenda ya kichange. Now this year ni mwaka ambayo itakuwa na outcome mingi ambazo zitakuwa zinaangaliwa pale. Itakuwa ni that is wale ambao nao watakuwa na seek fresh, that is elective positions, watakuwa pale wakikampaign. Wale ambao pia nao wamekuwa pale nao pia watakuwa kielezea wananchi ni nini waliweza kuwafanyia. So this itakuwa ni ambayo itakuwa na diverse of so many political alignment ambazo tutaweza kuziona.
So let's see what will happen. As the president have said, they'll come back to the Kenyans, wataonyesha this and this is what we have done, and this is why we deserve 2 terms. You know, this is why we deserve that position.
Na alisema kuna hizo maneno ambayo yako pale ya 1 term, 2 term, long term, nini, haya maneno yote ambayo yako pale. But at the same time it is politics. So lazima kila mtu aende ajipange. Even if you're complaining or you're not complaining, lazima ujipange pale, kwa sababu hata ukicomplain na ujipange politically vile that is kulingana na the environment vile inaendelea, utaishi ukicomplain.
I agree.
Yes.
And one of the stories you have something?
So unajua kuna hii maneno ambayo imekuwa ikiendelea pale, that is especially mambo na collapse of the buildings in Nairobi, because hii ni kitu ambayo imekuwa ikifanyika na tumekuwa tukiona that is tuliona kuna ile building ambayo ilianguka pale South Sea haika collapse, na pia kuna another building pia bado iliweza ku collapse that is recently, na that is nikiangalia pa gazeti la Standard, that is page 6, wanasema inside the construction process why some buildings that is corrupt, that is zina collapse. So na pia hapa nikiangalia hapa kuna topographic, that is a mapping ambao wanaangalia hapa, na the map wanasema the map shows the size of the land, surrounding physical features, available services such as the sewer lines, that is na pia ile line ambayo pia unajua kuna wakati unakuta some of the buildings zilimejengwa mahali ambao kulikuwa na along the river ambazo zilikuwa zinapitia pale. So that is now coordinate to the that is an expert wanasema the sketch that captures hizi idea zote pia it is one of the thing ambayo pia inafaa iangalie, na architects pia wanapeana that is advice wakati that is before construction, haya mambo yote that is yaweze kuangaliwa, because some of the unajua kuna ile line ambayo pia ukijenga pale, once that building inakuwa ukijenga kulingana that is na the heights ama kulingana na increase the number ambao umepewa, unakuta that is the weight yenyewe inafanya the building inakuwa weaker. Pia kuna required approvals ambao pia also something ambao pia ninaona hapa that is wakiweza kuangalia. By law, developers must first confirm clear land ownership and obtain that is a survey plan from the licensed surveyor, na pia the same time kuna ile architectural plan ambayo iko pale, na pia naona pia hapo wakisema that is kuna the National Building Code ambayo unafaa pia kuweza kuangaliwa. Pia at the same time that is pia kuna mambo na NEMA, that is wale wa environment pia lazima waweze kuja waangalie na waone assess the area, na pia kuna National Construction Authority NCA before the work begins ambayo pia lazima wakuwa pale, kwa sababu wakati unafanya hii construction kuna that is kile kibao billboard lazima uandike pale, uoneshe the engineers na wale watu ambao wamefanya hapa, na pia kuna that is a survey oversight ambayo pia lazima ikuwe ikifanywa each and every time, lazima building ikuwe ikuje kiangalia. Now this list ambayo pia umetufanyia that is hii process yote, it is something that is traceable, na ni kitu ambayo inafaa iangaliwe. Kama hizi building ambazo zimekuwa zikicollapse, wanafaa waangalie the NCA wali approve, the upande wa NEMA wali approve, upande that is engineers wali approve, nani amekuwa akikuja that is kufanya hiyo inspection, so that some of these things pia inaweza kukuwa cleared, because even if bado tunaongelea mambo ya buildings ambazo zina collapse, bado kuna buildings ambazo bado zinaendelea kujengwa pale. So it's something that needs to be addressed, because each and every time tukiangalia tunaona buildings ina collapse, inamaanisha pia hapo unajua pia economically kuna the loss, because kuna yule ambaye anajenga hiyo building pia as the owner that is mwenyewe pale, kuna ile that is economic loss ambayo anapitia pale, na the same time pia ina endanger the lives, kwa sababu tunaona sasa kama hizo building ambazo zimeanguka zimehatarisha maisha ya wale watu ambao wameweza kuaga. So these are some of the things naona imeweza kuangazia kwa gazeti la Standard, that is page 6, and we are really hoping that the concerns now should take much responsibility, na kila step isiweze kuruka, kwa sababu unaona hapa imeweza kuashiria na imeweza kuangalia vizuri.
Yeah. And on other stories still on politics, but tutaangalia that is the ODM party as we wind up. ODM politics, differences between factions supporting the government and those opposing it continue to play out, that is in public, specifically ODM party. You know, there are those who are supporting the broad-based government, there are those who are out, and there are those who threaten that if the ODM continue to support the broad-based government, they're going to walk out and find other parties, or become independent. And now the question is, which way ODM? It's a question that is being asked, and the party chiefs set for crisis talks today. And you know, the ODM has been experiencing internal struggles, internal power struggles, so wamekuwa na wrangles between leaders themselves and the members. And Oburu Odinga, the late Raila's brother, holds a senior party position. You know, he's the interim leader. And don't forget, ODM is also navigating its role within the broad-based government, and that's what Kiangali, that is the headline. It reads, which way ODM? The party chief set out crisis talks today. And the report emerges of a plot to remove, that is Oburu Odinga, from a key party position. And that's why the ODM leadership calls for an urgent meeting to address the internal wrangles, and so that they can get stability as a party, and they can give the supporters of the ODM party direction of where they're heading, because to be Caribbean, that is election. And today's meetings also aims to push for a unified position on key issues threatening to split the party, and particularly the divide between supporters of the broad-based government and those opposed to the arrangement with President William Ruto. And the tension being fueled by the public feud between, that is, Suna East MP Junet Mohammed and that is the ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, of allegations that some individuals within the party are attempting to sell out ODM, and debates over who was to blame for the late Raila Odinga's unsuccessful presidential bid. So these are some of the matters that are happening in the ODM party, but let's see at the end of the meeting, will they get stability as a party? Will they give people direction of where they are heading, so that at least, you know, watu wakai wakijua? And there's a statement from, that is Dr. Oburu Oginga, and this is what he said: those questioning my election, I challenge them to come for the NDC. I am not afraid. I will call it very soon. But unajua, of late amekuwa akipeana statement tofauti. Mara they will be part of the 2027 elections. Mara they will be in the government. Probably that's when apate napea watu room, people room for questioning. That is, if the Raila's Odinga's position shoe is too big for him. And now let's see what will happen.
Yeah. And this year tuna expect a lot in politics.
Yeah, it's true.
Na ninajua especially kama saizi nyumba ya ODM ina yumba na kuna those issues ambazo ziko pale, mambo ya Junet Mohammed na mambo ya agents na masuala ya, that is the party leader wa ODM, na masuala mengine najua ataweza kufichuka pale.
Okay.
So in other news now, that is upande wa sports, kuna the African, that is a Cup of Nation ambayo imekuwa ikiendelea, na ninaona hapa nao tumefika, kulikuwa na quarter finals ambazo zilikuwa zinaendelea pale, na sasa kuna wale ambao walifuzu nao to the semi finals, na nikiangalia nao ambao wamefuzu to the, that is a semi finals, tuko na, that is Senegal na Egypt, na hizi michuano yao itaweza kufanyika, that is on Wednesday, na itafanyika, that is 8 PM, na pia tuko na Morocco versus that is Nigeria, ambayo itafanyika the same day, ambayo mchuano wao pia utaweza kwa, that is itakuwa ni 11 PM pale. So hii ni michuano ambayo imekuwa ikiendelea, na unajua na football ni kitu ambayo tumekuwa tukiona, that is especially now huku, that is in our nation, in Africa at large, imekuwa that is na wafuasi wengi sana. So upande wa African Cup of Nation, upande wa masuala ya sports, haya ndio naona ambayo yanakuwa yakijiri, na ninajua ya kwamba nao sasa inaangalia sasa ni kina nani sasa watafuzu now to the next step, ili tuweze kujua nani mshindi for the African Cup of Nation.
Yeah, but we can say congratulations, and they did a good job.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's wind up. That is what we had to check out today, but you can't forget to mention that is our sponsors. The show has been proudly brought to you by, that is Aztecom Limited. They offer, that is internet services in Nakuru County. And the good thing, they offer it at an affordable rate, and they also offer, that is 24/7 customer service, and easy mobile payments. For more information, please contact 0743910538. We also have another sponsor.
Yeah, wanaregister, that is a Nakuru homeschooling solution. Wanasema that is kulingana na their caption ambayo iko hapa, wanasema every child deserve an education that truly fits them. Na pia nikiangalia hapa kuna masuala ambayo pia wanashughulika nayo. Kuna curriculum ambao wako nayo, the CBC 844 British system, accelerated, that is a Christian education. Wako na qualified, that is a professional teachers. Na pia wanafunza, that is a extra, that is a co-curriculum activities kama that is a life skill. Na pia wako na tennis, golf, chess among others ambazo wako nayo. Na pia the same time pia wana support learners ambao pia wako na autism, that is kuna diverse learning needs, na pia special needs watoto pale. Na pia that is masomo yao that is mahali mtoto yuko tu pale, mnakuja mna-agree, wanakuja wanampatia haya mafunzo kwa sababu wako online, na that is the ministry qualification ambazo ziko pale. Na so for more information naweza kuwafikia kwa that is a website yao, that is a www.nakuruhomeschooling.com, ama pia unaweza kuwafikia kwa namba ya simu, that is a 0729602575.
Yeah. And thank you so much for tuning in for this segment. Always every morning to making sure that you stay updated of what is happening. So we're going for a short break. It is on a Monday, and you know, kila Monday we have that is Money Monday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the short break with Money Monday.